I recently discovered some tips and tricks that will give you the perfect strawberry jam filled donuts and chocolate filled donuts. You're going to be finding all of that in this video, so stick around. We are using 3 cups of flour. We're using 1.5 tablespoon of yeast. I'm using instant yeast. You can use active dry yeast or instant yeast is fine. 3 tablespoons of white sugar, half teaspoon of salt, 1 medium-sized room temperature egg, and for flavor I use half tablespoon of vanilla essence. You can use nutmeg, which is the regular flavor used for making donuts, or you can go on with any flavor of your choice. I'm adding 80 grams of butter. I'm not adding in all the butter. I'm setting some aside, and you'll find out what I'm going to use that for later on in this video. We are using warm water, and I'm adding 1.5 cups of warm water. Now, the warm water is important because it will help your dough to proof, especially if you're in a cold environment. You can't even skip that. After adding in my water and getting my dough together, I'll go on now to add in my butter. And you will ask me, why didn't you add your butter before adding in the water? You will find that later on in this video. After adding in my butter, I'm going to knead my dough for minimum of 20 minutes. You can knead for between 20 to 30 minutes. After 20 minutes, you can see the texture of your dough will be looking like this, smooth and soft. Now, after kneading, I'm going to set my dough in my bowl while I brush my bowl with vegetable oil to proof for 45 minutes to 1 hour. One thing you must do, if you're in a cold environment, heat up your oven for like 5 minutes, turn it off and put your dough there, or keep your dough in a warm room or a warm environment so that it won't take too long to proof. Your dough shouldn't take more than 1 hour to 1 hour 30 minutes to proof the most, especially if you are using a very active yeast. Mine took like 45 minutes. After which, I'm going to punch my dough now to release the air, then go on now to the next process. If this is your first time of stopping by my channel, you're so welcome. And if you've been here before, good to have you here once again. And if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe, do like and share, do comment. Tell me what you think about this recipe. This recipe came out extra delicious and the donut looked so beautiful, guys. I'm going to roll my dough into a round ball after taking it out of my dough and cut it into equal parts, which are going to be weighing. They all weighed 80 grams each. I'm going to roll them into mini balls and set them aside to proof for the second time. It is advisable that you weigh your dough because you want your donut to look even, especially if you are using it for business. Once you roll it in your palm, go on to roll it on your surface. Sprinkle your baking paper with flour so that when you place your dough in your baking paper and you're placing it in the oil, it will just slide out easily without it being stuck to your paper. Please do not miss this step. After rolling all the dough into round mini balls and allowing it to proof for 15 minutes, this is how they look. Once it is 10 minutes into proofing time, go on now to heat up your oil. One major challenge you have while frying this kind of donut is what temperature of oil is appropriate for frying. You fry at 160 degrees Celsius, but I did fry at 151 degrees Celsius because my oil was still on the fire, it was still heating. I started adding in my donut. I do not want it to exceed 160 degrees Celsius. If not, the oil will be too hot and my donuts may not cook properly on the inside. So you can fry between 150 to 160 degrees Celsius and your donut will cook beautifully like the way you can see here. So this is me flipping my donut after allowing it to cook on one side. If you do not have a thermometer, then you can make sure that your oil is just slightly hot enough to allow your donut to be bubbling slightly. Your donut should not bubble more than this. If it bubbles more than this, that means it may likely not cook well on the inside. You will have raw dough on the inside. You wouldn't want that. This is it. Our donut is ready, guys. Isn't this beautiful? We're going to be filling our donut with our strawberry jam and Nutella chocolate. Now, I'm going to use a toothpick, a spoon, whatever you have, a skewer that can poke and dig hole, the appropriate hole you need to fill in your filling. Use whatever you have available. I use my toothpick and I'm going to pump my Nutella chocolate into my donuts. Now, if you're using Nutella, the hard time you're going to have is getting it to be soft for you to pump into your donut. You can add 1 to 2 tablespoons of warm milk to 2 tablespoons of your Nutella, and you are good to go. It will be slight enough for you to use. Now, I'm done pumping the Nutella and strawberry jam into my donut, and this is how they looked. They looked so beautiful. Now, why did I add butter to the top of my dough instead of before adding water? It helps your donut to be really soft. When I mean extra soft, look at this donut. There are some donut recipes that are soft on the inside while being hard on the outside. Adding your butter after mixing your dough or after adding in water helps both the inside and the outside of your donut to be really soft. When I mean extra soft and fluffy, you can see it here in this video. This donut is soft. Even after keeping it for like a day or two, you will love every bit of it. I don't know whether you love this recipe. If you do, I want you to comment, I want you to like, I want you to share, and I want you to see. I'm going to see you in my next one. Bye bye.